Hi, Jay here with Laguda Tools and a quick tech tip on the LX3 Router Lift. The LX3 is a 4-post router lift that cranks very easily up and down using the large hand wheel. If you find that the hand wheel seems like it's binding or it's hard to lift your router up and down, it could be that those 4 posts may be out of time. There's a timing belt that goes between them. I'm going to show you how to go through and get that adjusted. This belt drives all 4 of the gears that lift all 4 corners, and if this lift plate gets cocked at all or off center at all, it can bind up a little bit when you're cranking it up and down. And the solution to that is to retime each of the corners here with the timing belt. It's a geared belt, and if it gets too loose, it could skip a tooth and cause that binding. The first step will be to loosen the belt and remove it. And if it's binding up, you may not be able to crank it up and down very easy, so you might have to do it by hand. So we'll loosen this idler pulley and then pull the belt off. Set that to the side. Now each of these should be able to spin by hand, and you can feel how tight or how loose they are. If they feel that one of them is really tight, that's probably the one that's most out of adjustment. And what you'd want to do is just doing it by hand, go ahead and lower the plate down to where it touches these little collars at the bottom. And you may have to do these one at a time just to lower it down and get the plate leveled off. And what you're watching for is just any of them that seem like they're really binding up. You may have to bring the other ones back a little bit so you can bring the other ones down and get it all the way to the bottom. And then what I'm watching for is these 2 screws to touch this collar at the same time on each of them. So I'm going to go ahead and lower these down. I'm going to bring those screws right down to where they touch this collar, and that'll mean that all 4 corners are at the same position and they'll be level, and then we'll reinsert the belt. Once I have each of these screws on all 4 corners touching this little post here, I'll just give them a quick turn back and forth to make sure that they come up and off of that and then back down to it, and that they're easy and not binding up. Once those are all set, I'm ready to reinstall the belt. Simply set this upside down, feed the belt over all 4 posts, and as you engage the teeth onto each of the track, make sure that there's no slack in between the posts. If it seems like there's a lot of slack, go ahead and loosen up and then pull it around and take that tension out of the belt all the way along on both sides. And now I'll pull the belt over the idler, double check that there's no gap or slop in the belt itself, and now I'll push the idler, the base of the idler, toward the inside of the router, hold it tight with one hand, give it a quick check, and then finally tighten that with the Allen wrench securely. This is a 3mm Allen wrench. Now, before putting this back into service, I just want to check to make sure that the belt is snug all the way around. You want to have a little bit of play, but not a lot to where a tooth could jump. Now I can flip it over and reinsert the hand wheel, and then just give it a couple of cranks to verify that the belt adjustment is done correctly. If you have any further questions on adjusting your belt or the timing of those gears, you can speak with our service staff at lagunatools.com or at 800-234-1976. Thanks for choosing Laguna Tools.